Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And good morning. It is time for Coffee Ann on ON Radio on Wednesday morning. It's July 12th. Thanks for joining us. My name's Joe Callahan. With me at the Coffee Ann table this morning, as usual on Wednesday, Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union. Hi, Tim.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone.
And here with a mouthful of granola, Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities.
Oh, I think I'm an overshare with this.
No,
group.
you keep
I feel
going.
like every
No,
time
I
we
love
open our
that.
show, there's
I
some
had
moment
Cheerios.
I've had right before I've come in.
I had Cheerios, but it was before this.
Did you eat it on? Ooh, did you eat it on the
I
ride?
did not eat it on the right. I would.
It's
The
tough
milk
to
would have been
drive
everywhere. I would have been. Yeah,
with the spoon
Would
and
have been a
keeping it
mess.
stable. That's tough.
Just to paint a picture
All
for
right.
this group, I literally came in with my coffee mug, my coffee pod, my whatever, my clipboard, my keys. This is how I
Everything.
walk
But
in
it was
here on
very
the
well
fly.
organized. The way
2
you
minutes
walked
to.
in
I thought it was.
gracefully with all
Yeah.
that stuff in your hand. I
Nothing
was impressed.
slipped. Nothing
I
fell to the
can't.
floor. It was perfect.
I was
So I just warned them that I had just had some
Granola.
yogurt and granola on my ride here, and
very healthy. That's
I
So
may
we're
have
all
some
on
things
the-
in my teeth.
We're all on the lookout.
I know. Thank God you listen
promised,
and don't
we
see
promised
me.
not to tell Melissa, just so you, the audience
I
can
guess
enjoy
it's good
it.
that she wasn't having Cookie Crisp or something like that.
I know, right? I know.
All right, Melissa.
Lucky Charms.
That's right. Time for first message from the St. Antoine Communities.
Right. So, for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community, we are a large long-term care campus located in North Smithfield, and we're on the line of Blackstone, Mass, and Woonsocket. And on our property, we offer an expansive continuum of services that range from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a state-of-the-art rehab center, a private hospice suite, as well as a large secured memory care unit. And the two buildings on our property are the Villa at St. Antoine, which is our 76 apartment assisted living facility, and the Residence at St. Antoine, which is our 180 bed short and long-term skilled care facility. So if you're presently at a crossroads with your loved one and trying to determine when is the right time to seek more help and support, I encourage you to reach out to me and I'll be happy to walk you through your options. You can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much. And just to try to keep things on an even par, because we hit Melissa quite a bit last month with everything going on with Taylor Swift and kind of stuff. Tonight, I am going to a concert
You are?
tonight. My daughter and I. She pestered me, and I'll tell you the name of the band, and I can almost maybe Melissa won't, but Tim's going to go, who?
Probably.
Oh, this should be fun.
And so it's and I don't want to go, but I have to.
You've been coerced.
And the name of the band is ready, Big Time Rush.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Who? All right.
Yeah.
And I know Melissa's going to know because of the age of her kids.
Yeah.
And so it's really for the show was on Nickelodeon about 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So if you're between 16 and about 22,
Yeah.
you know who they are.
Okay.
If not, if you're not in that age bracket, you're like.
So
I've
is
never
it
heard of you
like
guys.
a boy band type
It
thing?
is. It's four guys that basically
Kill
that
Melissa.
can harmonize together.
Wow. All right.
I don't think they play any instruments, so they'll have a backup band and they'll do a lot of dance moves. I'm
But
like,
she chose
I am
you.
So
She chose you, Joe.
Really, was it a
Yes.
choice,
This
or
is
is it
a
a?
really-
I'm going to torture this old
No.
man.
No,
as
this
best
is a
as I
warm
can.
moment.
No,
This is
no,
a
no.
warm dad
This is-
daughter
no,
moment.
it's
This is my
not.
chance
Let's
to
paint
get
that
back at my
picture.
dad.
No. Let's paint that picture.
It's none of my friends wanted to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
I keep dropping down
you're the
the
consolation
ladder.
prize. Oh,
You are the,
okay.
as they call it, the booby prize.
Yeah, so there we go. So I get to go, and she did find out a friend of hers is going. Someone
Okay.
she works with. That's 19. My daughter is
Okay.
17. Who's she bringing? Her mom.
All right, that's going to be a lot of
My
fun.
wife didn't want to go,
Wow.
so I got to be the.
So you know what you need to do now, right?
What do I need to do?
You need to do some homework today. You can't just be there standing there and looking annoyed
No,
because that's going
I'm
to ruin
I'm
her.
gonna sit there and look annoyed.
No. That's going to ruin her experience. You need to rise to the level of the challenge.
And what am I supposed to do?
You need to practice all day on the ride home from here to, you live in Mansfield area?
yeah.
Yep. So that gives you a 30-minute ride. You need to, on repeat, put these songs on a shuffle on the ride home. But no matter what, you stand. You dance with her. You pretend like you know the words. If anything, bob your
and
head.
have her
You just-
videotape you and send
bob
it to my
your
phone,
head.
because I want to see.
It'll be, but the thing is, if you play along, and I've been in that spot, I've gone to things I don't want to go to, but their experience is reliant on if you're having fun, even if you're goofy, that's going to give her a memory. So you're going to have to go out there and pretend.
I think
You're going to
Joe-
have to fake it.
Joe can be goofy.
I was just gonna find our seats and then tell her
No,
I'll,
you're
I'll
not.
be at the bar.
No. Where is the concert?
The Xfinity Center.
Oh my God, the bar is expensive.
Oh, I know
You're
it
not
is.
going to want to sit at the bar.
I know it is.
Can you walk home from
It's like
there?
$30 a drink
we
there.
will walk there, and I already told us we're walking there. We're not driving.
Yo, because
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes 2 hours to get home.
1 mile
around the
there,
corner.
1 mile back. We can walk it. So
Well, you know what? It's a good dad, Joe.
It is
That's
a good dad
good
moment.
she said, she's looking forward. She wants to buy a shirt.
Good
and
for her.
And I said, okay, bring about $100. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
I go, shirts are expensive.
They
At a
are.
concert, they are.
So
I'm
you
serious.
know.
We need to have a very focused, serious moment here, though, Joe. It's very important, parent to parent. Your reaction is going to impact her experience. So you need to think of me when you're at that
No.
concert, and you can't look like that. You have to have a smile on your face. You have to bob your head.
But they're lousy.
Tap your
You
toes.
can't be
I
Oscar
find
the
them
Grouch.
so lousy.
Maybe they'll surprise
You
you.
have to be in. You have to enjoy it.
I'm
Live
just
experience.
not a fan of the boy band
That's okay.
Just think it. Just think it.
genre.
Pretend you're at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
But it's not the same. That's not what they're singing.
No, you just nailed it. Put your earbuds in.
Oh, there you go.
Put Jimmy Buffett on.
And then just
And just,
dance around.
And just
be-
feel that music.
I'll be yelling at the wrong times. I did say
Salt, salt,
That I was- that's-
salt.
that's
Oh,
right,
that's the
that's
wrong
right.
song.
Cheeseburger and wait a
I
minute.
did,
What? You're on an intermission?
Oh boy.
I did say I was gonna go buy like just a Rush T-shirt.
Yeah.
With the 3 guys on it.
Yeah.
And go, who are these imposters? I want to see Rush.
Well, that I would think
my
would be
God.
funny.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
You
sorry.
should
Did you
put a
say
Rush
it's
t-shirt.
tonight?
It's tonight.
All right, that's too late to Amazon Prime.
It is.
So this involves Michael's craft store, plain T-shirt, and puffy paint. When in doubt, you
Puffy
hand write your
Paint.
message.
What is puffy paint?
Puffy paint? You guys
I don't know what
have
that
never
is.
used
Yeah.
puffy paint.
No.
No, that's a craft thing. So no.
My wife
Oh my
might have
goodness.
used it,
The-
but I've
it's like a
never.
little squeezy tube of paint with a little
Yeah.
fine tip. And as you squeeze it, it lays out, like you can write or doodle on whatever, on this surface if you wanted to, on a shirt, whatever. And you can write a message, you can draw whatever. And it dries a little bit puffy
Yeah.
with kind of a vinyl coating on the top of it. So in a pickle, we've had like sports challenges and things like that. The girls have had to make a shirt the night before a game or whatever. You write whatever you need to write on it, and it dries. So you're gonna go get a black T-shirt and you're gonna write.
I love my daughter.
What
That's
is it?
why
Big
I'm
Time
here.
Rush. I just thought of the name of
That's the
Big
name
Time
of
Rush. Big Time Rush. Big Time Dad. And let it
Oh,
just
Melissa nailed it.
refrigerate.
I love it.
Put it in the fridge so
right.
it speeds up the drying time.
Good idea.
I need a
That's-
picture.
That's not going to happen.
Oh,
might be
I'm
wearing
feeling
my thought
compelled to
behind
go home and do this for you.
I think she's going to. She's going to go to.
How long are you here for today?
Way too long. Anyway,
You brought it up, Joe.
I know. But for those of you who have not been to shows in a couple of years, it's you don't get a ticket anymore.
All right, it's electronic.
Everything comes on your
Everything's
phone,
electronic.
and so we actually joined the 21st century because I bought the tickets. The tickets are on my phone, and I actually sent a ticket to my daughter's phone.
Right? You'll
To see how it does,
Message
how-
it
forward
forward.
it,
Text
yeah.
it
Did you
forward.
do that just in case you don't walk through the gate?
I'll be
You're
right
walking
here.
up
Oh, my
together.
ticket's
She goes through,
counterfeit, wink, wink.
My Wi-Fi just went out. I can't.
Yeah, it's weird because I've got the Android, she's got the iPhone, and I can see the barcode on my phone that they're going to scan. She doesn't get a barcode. She get something that says, "Okay, just hold this up to the reader, and it'll
Did she
read
get a
it." I'm
QR
like,
code or something?
No, there's nothing. It just says,
Really?
"Hold this up." But just in case it all goes kaflooey, I still have both tickets on my phone, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
have to go through the gate.
Yeah. So that's tonight. That's tonight's little adventure
Well, you're a good doobie.
for me. So
You're a
yay,
good doobie, but you need
yay-
to
yay for
you need to
me.
pretend for 2 hours.
What a good. Yeah, just
But
fake it.
I can't. But I've been telling her up to now. Yeah, I think ticket sales are kind of slow. Maybe they'll cancel. Maybe the weather will be bad and they'll have to cancel. Won't that be too bad?
Oh, you've already set the bar
I
really
have, yeah,
low.
pretty low.
She probably already knows you're annoyed. This is
Well,
not
she
good,
does.
Joe. You need to turn this
Since
around.
she started watching the show 10 years ago, I said, these guys are lousy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you ever dragged her on a ride in Disney? We're going to bring this to Disney because you love Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Ever dragged her on a ride that you love in Disney? Let's say, for example, It's a Small World. My kids hate that, but I always drag them on it. That you forced her to do.
No.
Oh.
She loves all the rides.
Well, then there goes that. I was just
She
going to try
likes
to have
It's
a
a Small
moment
World.
of turning the tides.
I can't handle the Astro Orbiter. She went and did it by herself. So
Ooh, I love that ride.
the rocket
wow.
one way up in
Yeah,
the
and
air.
I'm not
So,
generally a
no,
big
no.
circle ride guy. But
So,
Oh, my
So, no,
goodness.
I have dragged her to other shows, but she's always said she's enjoyed them. So,
Because she's living the experience for you.
well, no, she.
This is payback time. Now you have to live the experience for her. He is.
She's
ignoring
lucky.
us
She's
totally.
lucky. She's 17 because when she turns 18, you do this all on your own.
So wouldn't you love? So Tim is now a grandfather.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to go back in time for those moments, though, even if they were like a little annoying or a little, oh, I don't want to go, but
Yeah.
like just to have that moment back with your kid, your teenage kid.
Yeah, I
See?
used to like those events when it would just be a father son or
One-on-one.
daughter father, one or the other. We've done a few of them over the
Yeah.
years. They've been fun.
She's gonna tell her kids about the time her dad went with her to this show
My-
and didn't want to go, but ended up
But did,
rocking
My
out
wife-
and having
my-
an awesome time.
My wife and my sister-in-law took my father-in-law for his 85th birthday last Saturday, to the Woosocks,
Oh,
and he loved it.
I love it.
He was talking to everybody,
Yeah.
telling him how great his daughters were, and he was there, and this is a beautiful stadium. He'd never been before, so it was his first trip
Yeah.
there.
See?
And we have those cool seats up in the back, right where you sit,
Yep.
at the DCU lounge. So it's really kind of nice that he had that opportunity as a longtime member of Credit Union. Figured why not?
That's great.
Making
Okay.
memories, Joe.
I'll let you-
Making memories.
Yeah, but they can.
And there's
they-
a song at Disney on that.
but they can be bad memories, you know.
Making
No, they're gonna be good memories, Joe.
your
They're
your
gonna be good
time
memories.
as a
We'll see.
as a dad with a teenager in the house is
Coming
running
to an end.
out.
I
So
know.
you need to rally.
And
you
we
need to rally.
John, because you did not allow Melissa her first
No.
message.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You were
Hi,
sitting right
welcome,
there.
Tim.
What was I?
Now, how
I was thinking
come-
about
You
Joe's
were
trip.
you were
How come you're-
ignoring me and opening an envelope.
How
was.
come your oldest daughter doesn't want to go to this show?
She hasn't brought it up, but she's 16. I
Oh,
don't remember.
you don't
It's like
remember? It
right
was-
towards the end. I remember them.
It was on Nickelodeon.
I remember
They
them,
had,
but
they had a silly sitcom
there was another
on.
band that I'm trying to remember the name of that I got dragged to a couple of years ago.
NSYNC,
Similarly,
Backstreet Boys.
no,
One
it wasn't that
Direction.
popular.
One
It was
Direction.
like a
Imagine
it
Dragons.
was like a Disney group, but I forgot high something. But they were at the Vets, like it was a smaller scale,
venue,
and the cocktails
okay.
were cheaper. So the moms and I. Yes, you sometimes need that liquid courage to dance a
And
little.
we got to be there for the opening act, Nax and Jax.
Nax and
N-A-X, J-A-X.
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
oh, boy.
She wants to see them.
She knows one song by them, so she wants to see
So
it,
that is your
and so-
opportunity, the opening act. Drop her in the seats, make sure she's safe, comfortable, whatever, and then
go
go get
get
your
something.
drink.
I'm gonna get
and
you
then
some
come back
beverages.
for the
What
main
would you
show.
like? Would you like some popcorn? I'm gonna go get that too.
Oh, she probably want that too.
You're a
It's
good
so
dad,
expensive.
Joe.
No, that's what everyone keeps telling me. But if
You're a
I'm
good
doing
dad.
it against my will, am I still a good dad?
Yes,
You're
you
getting
are.
points over your wife.
That's
Who
true.
was like, I refuse, but Dad's cool. Dad's going.
That's right. Dad loves these guys.
Oh yeah,
know.
I'm gonna be the only male there, by the way,
Oh no, you're
which
not.
is probably a good thing.
No,
maybe.
you're not.
Just think all
I-
those
I
all
have
those
to
moms
tell
be
you.
like, "What a good
What a
dad."
good dad, yeah.
And I have
Are
to
you
tell
married?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna
I'm
say.
going to
Wedding
bring
ring
this
off.
back to Taylor Swift, but there were a lot of husbands dragged there, boyfriends dragged there, and they were in the minority, right? Like
Yeah.
you're talking 99% were females, the rest, that little tiny percentage were males. And they rallied. They came with their T-Swizzle shirts, and they figured it out. You're going to do the same for this concert. You're going to figure it out, Joe.
All right, we'll see
I
how
believe
it
in you.
goes. Oh, thank
So
you
what's the
very much.
country? House of Pain? Is that the name of the group? No. What is the name? What is the
Big
name?
Time Rush,
House
House of Pain.
That would have been actually a really great, a really great concert.
All right,
They jump around? Were they
we
jumping
will
around?
get we.
Big Time Rush. Yeah, House of Pain. That's
Jump around. Yeah.
All right, we will get to the important stuff, the more serious stuff coming up in just a minute. But it's time for a second message from the St. Antoine communities.
And I will
Melissa?
listen this time.
Oh my goodness! And I just was having a panic moment because I wanted to make sure that I gave accurate information, and I
is
forgot to pull
message-
it up on my phone.
Message number 2, Tim.
This is message 2, Tim. Welcome to the show. We're already at
Welcome to the show.
the we're already at the 8:15 mark.
Well, you know, it's good to be here.
Time is flying. So 2 announcements actually. The first one, ooh,
Ding,
Time's
first
up.
announcement.
is that there now for people that talk over?
Time's up.
I'm sorry, we're really
No,
out
go
of
ahead.
sorts today. Anyways, so believe it or not, tomorrow night is the kickoff for our summer concert series at the Villa at St. Antoine. Address is 400 Mendon Road. So if you are looking to come out, it's supposed to be a nice night. Weather looks promising right now. Did you just wave your hand? Are
may
you saying
change.
it may not be favorable?
Oh, no. It'll be favorable. It's
Well,
a
just
beautiful
a
night.
Slight chance of showers.
Slight.
At what time?
After 1 a.m. So you might see some clouds.
All
So
right.
you should be okay for
So
tomorrow.
the good
night.
news is our concert starts at 6. So hopefully we're squeezing this in. We have changed the format of the concerts a little bit. We've been doing these now for 6-7 years. We are only doing 2 public concerts this year because we've listened to feedback from folks, and they sort of in the past have been running on for a little over 2 hours because we do an intermission in the middle. And then it gets dark early. People want to be able to leave while it's still lighter out. But anyway, so we've shifted it up and we've taken out the intermission. So it starts at 6. It'll probably end around 7:15, 7:30. Refreshments are always served and complimentary. This time we're going to be offering ice cream on Thursday night because it's going to be very hot. So if you want to have a nice free ice cream treat and some nice music, the band is Retrospect. So if you know of them, if you love them, come out, bring your lawn chair. We'd be happy to have you. Usually draws a crowd of about 300 or so. So we love it. It's a great way to kick off the season. If you need more information, jump on our website or go and feel free to call me at 401-767-3500.
All right, Melissa, thanks. And more of the Coffee and program coming up. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. For home-style cooked meals, you'll always be happy you decided to stop into Missy's Family Restaurant. They're open 7 days a week at 7 a.m. Breakfast is served all day. Great food, tasty food with large portions is what you'll find at Missy's Family Restaurant. From juicy burgers and crispy fries to satisfying pasta dishes and fresh seafood. Bring your loved ones, enjoy a meal that will leave you feeling happy and satisfied. Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street, Woonsocket. Come on down and taste the difference.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
All right, Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And you got to be careful when you're heading down to the beaches. Portuguese man-o'-wars have
I
been
heard.
spotted.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to look out for these guys.
What do they look like?
They don't look like
They're
your
clear.
real jellyfish. They're kind of more elongated.
Like a
Okay.
blob.
Yeah. So,
But they got a
but
lot
they
of
look
long
like jellyfish,
tentacles, yeah,
and
and
they
they
sting, and it hurts.
Yeah.
I
That's all I'm
get
told.
nervous.
Yes.
My daughter's heading to Block Island today for the first time with a friend. She's never been, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible mom. I've never brought my youngest to Block Island.
Well,
But I saw that on the news, and I said, oh gosh.
Well, they're not
like,
at
I don't
Block
even wanna tell
Island.
her.
They've come up to Matunic, Roger Wheeler, and Scarborough.
Well,
So
Oh, yeah,
you're
that's-
okay down at the block. So
on the block. There's just sharks up there. That's totally
yeah, nothing to worry
totally
about.
Fine. Way safer.
The Sharks,
No
by the
big
way,
deal.
were off Nantucket.
I
you
thought
hear- did you
that
hear
they
about
were
that?
over
Well, I
at
heard
Block
that.
Island
I heard they
too.
were off of
What's that
like
little
Pleasant Bay, not Pleasant Bay, out the Cape Monomoy Point and all those areas off the Cape.
Well, they closed the beaches off Nantucket
Yeah.
because they could see them feeding on the seals.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah, that's
you
a
don't want to
problem.
be there. You don't.
Well,
they want to feed on you.
rather than feed on the seals than
There's
Yeah.
there's a place off of Pleasant Bay, which is sort of between Harwich and Chatham, out at the Cape. That when you go out to the edge of there's a giant sandbar that blocks the bay from the ocean, and the seals all just sunbathe on that.
piece of land.
Yeah, that which is like why I would think that there would be lots of sharks in that
Well.
general vicinity.
Mhm.
But yeah, plus it's the water's getting warmer up here.
Oh yeah.
And they said did I hear a story in Florida with all the crazy heat that's going on in the rest of the country, that there's a beaches in Florida, the water's getting to like 90 degrees.
I hadn't heard that. Wow.
Yeah, that's
then
like
you have
a
to worry about
bath.
bacteria count too, right?
Right,
Are
you got to
they
worry
even
about all that
open?
stuff. Yeah.
So I don't know about sharks on Block Island because I don't think the seals hang out.
No, I don't think
There,
they hang on.
so-
a
There
boat.
was
there's no
just
food
one, and
supply,
I'm
they
trying to
won't be
think of
there.
what website or what page on Facebook was talking about it, but they had showed video footage of a shark right where there was like a little dock and it was swimming underneath it. Is a bluefin? Is that
There's
a thing?
a-
Is a bluefin shark a thing?
Yeah, I think so. There's a website that you can Shark Tracker. Ta-da.
Of course you have the app.
Of course I do. It's it actually is. They have all the sharks that they've tagged
Yeah.
You know, they say they tag all these sharks.
Yep.
You can follow them on this app, although it's not opening
Oh,
now.
that's one
but-
way to.
They swim
Well,
up
that-
and
Me
down
out
the
of
East
the
Coast.
ocean.
Well, I mean, they're using it for research purposes. They just want to see. Oh yeah, here we
Where
go.
they are.
So, right now, they're all here. You can see the little
Where's here?
the little sharks.
Oh yeah, you're up in Maine though.
Well, no, yeah, the Portland, Maine. There's the one at the Cape.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in the Cape Cod Bay.
Wow, this is so cool.
Well, the
Tim.
seals hang out inside the bay
Right.
as well.
And this
so-
is-
Can you go out to Block Island?
Yeah, this is Block Island right
Right
here,
over
isn't
there,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. And what do you see?
Right there.
You see
Nothing.
nothing, right? Okay.
There you
No.
go.
Nothing.
Perfectly safe.
But
Feel good
they've
about
they've
that.
they've swum by it because these lines are where the shark's
Okay,
been
hey,
pinged.
Hey, what you mean
Oh,
to say
sorry.
is there's absolutely
Yeah,
no
no
activity.
sharks in that
no
area.
activity in that
None
area.
whatsoever.
Well, the reality is there is no sharks in that area at the moment. But
Yeah.
the Cape has one in the bay, Cape Cod Bay.
I'm
so-
more worried about the air quality today and the fact that it's supposed to be pretty intense sun.
There is a air quality alert today.
Yeah.
So, and it will be. So, but
And they said there's still going to be some smoke haze still coming down. Isn't that crazy?
yep. That's nuts out there.
They don't have any of those fires under control.
I have
I
not
don't
heard the
know.
latest other than we're going to continue to have like a haze.
All right, closer here in Woonsocket, it just gets crazier and crazier with those two sisters accused of murdering their
is the
father.
weirdest story
And
ever.
now they've been hit with new charges, including conspiracy, animal cruelty, and domestic violence charges. And after they discovered the father dead in their house, detectives say there were many cats in cages stacked to the ceiling.
Oh,
And the sisters maliciously subjected the animals to unnecessary suffering. So they don't go into specifics of what that is, but it's enough to bring animal cruelty charges against both of them.
They're not-
as well
they're
as
not-
murder charges.
they're not running free, right? They're in jail.
They're in prison right
Yeah, they're
now.
in prison. Okay.
I don't think they were able to post
Murdering
bad.
dad wasn't enough. Now you're going to get brought up on animal
So
cruelty
did this story
charges.
just break? Because I have not heard this.
No,
story.
no, this was last
About
year.
the
I
murder?
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was discovered dead inside their home on January 30th, and you didn't hear about it then. He was found
I might
Twin
have.
sisters.
very gruesome. He was killed allegedly with a pair of garden shears that were stuck in his neck, at least once.
Stabbed
We
him.
didn't talk about this on the air.
Well,
we
generally-
did when
Maybe
it happened.
we
It might not have been
did,
a
maybe.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
one sister was kind of blaming the other sister, and or at least maybe that was their story.
Yeah.
For a while, but it kind of fell apart, and both of them are now up on the murder charges.
Yeah.
One might have done it, one might have been conspiracy kind of thing. So, all
Wow.
because they got into an argument because he said he was going to sell the house.
Right.
They were going to have to find a place of their own.
Yeah.
And the cats had to go, and they got mad. This
Right.
is what the police are saying. So they killed him.
Yeah. So what happens when your kids hang around too long?
So yeah, if your kids are living at home at 38, get out.
Yeah, get out.
Oh.
Get out on your own. So that's the latest with that one. We'll hear more about it as time goes on.
Right.
I'm not sure when they're to be back in court again. Probably sometime in the fall.
Hey, can we talk real quick about our
Yep.
our colleague who's out on his rehab right now, but retired last week, I guess,
John
from the
Ward
town of
did.
Lincoln?
Yes,
How
he
did I miss that?
Official retirement. It's
Officially
really on
retired.
a Facebook post,
Good
I think.
for
But
Yeah.
he was going to retire. I think he's finally retired, and he's going to start enjoying life. So good for him. And
So it was sometime here in July.
Yeah.
That was going to be his last day as
Yep.
the finance director of the town of Lincoln.
Good for him.
So yeah,
Yep.
he's done.
Congrats, John.
So another Ward retires.
Yep. He's still on his rehab for
Yep.
his heart surgery.
Yeah.
And we expect him back here
August,
in his
right?
chair sometime in August,
Yeah.
probably late August.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Wow.
So congratulations, John. And we'll talk.
Guys, let's all dream about retirement for a few minutes of what that's going to feel like.
It'd be nothing but
I'm a lot closer. I'm getting a lot closer to it than you all. So
I feel like we're going to be, I feel like
It'd be
70. By the time I'm close to retirement, it's going to be
58 on Sunday, baby.
It'll be nothing but a
58.
just
Get
a
out.
58, yeah.
Looking good, Tim.
Well, thanks,
58.
Melissa. Appreciate that.
It'll be nothing but
Hey.
a big time Rush concert.
It's going to make you feel young, Joe. It's going to make you feel young.
That's
we'll
right.
see.
That's right.
All right. Will the UPS drivers go on strike or will they not?
That's an interesting question. If they do,
They're
boy,
having
that's
they're having trouble.
Amazon Prime Day. It's just
I
gonna.
was going to say, is that
340.
the...
Well, that's today, and tomorrow. But
No,
they're-
no, but I
they're-
mean the shipping of all those things that people are
but their
buying today. and
contract
tomorrow.
runs out July 31st. So today and tomorrow are okay.
And they're arguing mostly for the part-time people, right? They're saying that the wages for part-timers are not going up as fast as the wages for the full-timers, and
Yeah,
that was
we're
one of the biggest
better,
argument.
Better pay, just as better pay, resolution to safety and health concerns, protection against managerial harassment. Wow.
Oh.
I also know they wanted air conditioning in the trucks. That was a big thing. That they didn't have it, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, actually, it does surprise me a little bit.
But I thought they got that. I thought that was a concession. But this 340,000 UPS employees could go on strike when the contract expires July 31st, obviously nationwide.
Yeah.
It's got something to do with them and the Teamsters
Yeah.
battling it back and forth. So, and they say, yeah, it's going to be catastrophic to the economy if this happens.
Right.
And the last time they went on a strike, 1997, they were shut down for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I wonder if the president or the Congress or somebody gets involved to try to resolve that issue. Because it would be, I mean, we can't seem to get things right sometimes logistically. But if you take I think they're the second largest shipper in the world, maybe the third, behind, I think FedEx is 1st.
Yeah.
You take them out of the mix.
DHL.
They pick up the slack for FedEx. They pick up the slack for Amazon. I mean, they're huge. And if they go on strike, that's going to be a bit of a disruption.
You're not getting your package from Amazon.
Right. So you
anytime
wonder if
soon.
that means that the president feels compelled to get involved in it somehow. Now they haven't said that yet, but
No, it's too soon.
yeah.
We're only July 12th. We got-
They did a
plenty of
practice
time.
strike yesterday.
And what is that?
Well, you go outside and you walk. You
walk?
make sure you can walk and hold a sign at the same time,
That's unfair, right?
and more importantly, walk in a circle.
Trying to give the visual, probably.
Right.
Yeah, like
They
a
practice
marketing ploy
lighting
right there.
lighting fires in
They
their steel
practice
drums
picketing.
Mm-hmm.
in
Well, the
case they
threat
have to.
was there. The visual threat was there.
Right,
That
that's
was
what
good
it is.
strategy.
When
Try
you,
to resolve
when you
before
picket,
we get to
you
that day.
all have to walk in unison, right, left, right.
No,
left, right,
that
left.
would be boot camp.
But yeah, I found that amusing that we had to practice. You had to practice walking. Haven't you
Yeah.
been walking since you were 1?
Yeah. Well,
So, well, that's and you got to go in a circle.
walking
That's
is
it.
hard, Joe.
Really? Is it? All right. The city of Johnston, they got the go-ahead. Well, they gave the mayor the go-ahead to take over the schools.
Well, that's a
that.
big. Now it's not takeover. It is.
Well, they're going to intervene in
Review
the
their
district's
finances
finances.
for
Yeah,
them, yes.
exactly.
Yeah. He first announced the move last month. There was concern about the use of the word takeover. You're
Yeah.
right. They don't
Yeah.
want to use that word. But officials say this has nothing to do with the curriculum.
Right.
It's all about the bottom line.
It's
Right.
about the
Taking
finances.
over the budget.
Right.
So are they always in the red?
By $2 million.
2 years for the last 2 years. Yeah, they've been in the real trouble past 2 years.
How can they survive? How can you survive doing that?
I don't
you know,
know.
it's contract related. It's
How are checks not
this is
bouncing?
why I've always felt like there should be. I know school committees are autonomous, and I know that they're elected by the people of the towns, but they are elected, but have no taxing authority. So all they do is hand a bill to the town and say, "Pay this,"
Pay it. Yeah.
and the town goes, "Well, we had no control over where it went." So why there's kind of an unfairness to that, and that was Dan McKee's big thing before he created the mayoral academy.
Is every town like that?
Well, I'm pretty sure every town is like
Okay.
that. And if I'm wrong, callers, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that all 39 cities and towns have school committees that are elected by the public. They're not necessarily appointed. Providence may be the ones that are run by the state may be the exceptions. But again, the problem is that the towns generally do not have the authority over anything to do with the school department. The school department runs autonomously but sends a bill to the town. And that what the towns are saying is it's not fair that they have zero say
In
in
what's being
how the
spent.
money's been spent.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like if you're going to do this, we're going to elect school committee members, there should be one appointed member from the mayor's office of the cities and towns that they at least have some representation
Like for the finance
on the school
department?
committee. Right. And then that position maybe is a permanent finance committee position in the school boards. Now there'll be arguments on both sides of that, like why that wouldn't work, and then the other side would be the town would be it has to work, and the school department we don't want anybody to do it. But they're not talking curriculum in Johnston, which is good. That means they're leaving that to the professionals,
Right.
and who may not necessarily be professionals at budgeting.
They do say the Johnston School District is on track to end its second straight year in the red,
Yeah.
which is why they're doing it. But if they come in, don't you see them making layoffs or cuts to
They-
programs
Something.
like
They
sports
could.
and
Well,
arts? And
I think
all
what they'll
that
do is
stuff?
they'll come in and say this money is being reduced or reallocated in these areas, and now you guys in the school department have to figure out what to do. So I'm not quite sure the logistics behind it, but it's an interesting discussion, nonetheless. That they have, the town now has some control over the finances.
I don't know.
Well, it seems like, or is it just the mayor?
Oh, I mean the mayor. Sorry, the mayor.
Go ahead, Melissa.
No, I was just going to say, reflecting back on my old age, back in the 80s, like, I don't ever remember hearing as much about, like, the school systems having struggles like this. It seems like it's a common conversation these days. Cutbacks, pink slips, shaving, music, like the extras, the curricular activities of sports and music or whatever it might be, and shaving the budget just to make ends meet. It just seems like it's so common now, and we're hearing about it more and more. I know in my own town of North Smithfield, it's being discussed all the time. There's no money for this, there's no money for that, the fundraising, the pressure on parents, buying school supplies, like all of it. I don't remember that being an issue back in the 80s as much as it is now. Is it just me, or just using the 80s, could be the 70s as well?
I feel like it's
but back in the day, let's say.
I think the cost of education has risen at a much faster rate than the being able to pay for it.
But is it just
from a tax
salaries when you say
perspective.
that the cost of education, is it just
Well,
salaries?
I think
It
it's
can't-
salaries. I think it's buses to get people to all
Buses,
these
yep.
after-school programs.
Technology.
It's technology. It's infrastructure. It's all that stuff
I
that
think
just
infrastructure is the issue.
is a really big challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And the town governments don't want to raise taxes uncontrollably to fund the school department, and I say this, and it's going to sound horrible, but it really affects a percentage of a town, because there's a whole other group of people who have put their kids through schools and they're done with paying for schools, and now they're on to
paying
other
for-
things. And it's the young families who are benefiting from all the schools. And there should be a balance. My kids benefited from the schools in Cumberland, so now it's my turn to continue to pay for those new families coming through the school system. And a good school system is important in a town because it attracts population. It helps improve house sales. It
Yeah.
helps improve the values. There's a lot of
The
good
economy.
positive things that come with having a strong school system. But those strong school systems cost money. Teachers cost money. Lunch ladies cost money. Busing costs money.
It just feels like extra.
It does.
When you said infrastructure, and I mean, we would have led, in my own head, I would have gotten to that point. I think you just rattled off all the points very well. But it's
When I remember from the 80s, going to school then, is which teachers got their pink slips in May that they were
Right.
being laid off at the end of the year.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I
That was
really remember from
commonplace.
My
that.
wife
Yes.
has been through that in the past, where
Yeah.
she's gotten a pink slip. My father-in-law, who worked for a school system for 30 years, got a pink slip one year
Yeah,
and was just like devastated,
but they got hired
because
back,
he's a music
right?
teacher.
Yeah, but they got hired
Got hired
back,
back,
right?
Right.
Yeah, they generally get it. They have to do that in case
Yeah, that's
they
right.
don't have the money, and then they do actually have to lay people off.
It's funny. I asked when Bill Murray was mayor. I said, "Well, because in Massachusetts, to help defray with the busing costs in Massachusetts, students, if they live outside a certain mile radius, pay for the bus." I said, "Why don't we do that in Rhode Island?" He goes, "It's against the law." It is. Yes, it was passed at one time. You will not charge for busing at all for any reason. I'm like, oh well, there goes that idea.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
because some students
But
will
so
have
this
an
is
advantage and
this
some
is
won't.
another good random talking point, though. We haven't bused our kids in the last couple of years, convenience of our own schedule. But there's a lot of families in town that are choosing to do that because the bus time pickups and drop-offs are so extreme. Like an hour before the school day starts, you got some kids getting picked up at 6:30 in the morning in the pitch black in the middle of winter. Parents are like, forget that, I'll just bring them. There should be a discussion of that too. How many families are not
Using it.
investing in the buses? How much we're still paying for buses? Like, should there be a consolidation of routes? Like, whatever. But is anybody having those strategy conversations, or towns having those strategy conversations? Because I think I should save a few bucks because I'm bringing my
Well,
kid
yeah.
in.
You're right.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More is coming your way. Time for a look at the forecast, being brought to you by Compassion International.
The National Weather Service has issued a hazardous weather outlook and air quality alert today for ozone dangers in the atmosphere. Increasing clouds today with a high of 92 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 68. Thursday's weather, partly sunny with a high of 88. Friday, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers and maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, high of 83. Saturday, 50-50 chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 85. Sunday, mostly cloudy, high of 81. Monday, mostly sunny, high of 88. And next Tuesday, mostly sunny and another high of 88.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with sunny skies, we have 82 degrees. Families in poverty are facing a global food crisis. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Canopy Lake is the place you can take everyone in the family. There's so much more to see in Canopy. Summer fun in the summer sun. Canopy Lake.
Canopy Lake Park in Salem, New Hampshire is #1 for family fun and excitement. Take a dip in our Castaway Island water park or soar through the air on over 50 rides, all included in park admission. Plus, come see the costume characters performing in Critters Live, visit with a real-life mermaid in Castaway Island, or check out our fireworks displays over the lake on Friday nights through the end of August, weather permitting. Discounted date-specific tickets are now available online in advance at canopy.com. Take Route 93 to exit 2 or 3 in Salem, New Hampshire to Canopy Lake Park, where parking is free. For hours, directions, tickets, and complete information, visit canopy.com.
There's so much more to see in Canopy. Summer fun in the summer sun. Canopy Lake Park.
This Friday night, July 14th, at the Levitt Amp Woonsocket free concert at River Island Art Park, we open with local favorite Charlie Marie.
He left me in a lone star state. He left me on a sunny day.
Then our headliner from Country Music Television's Women of Country, Angie Kay.
Country is as country does. It's not a way of life, it's what you're made of. It's a deep breath, back porch sitting, taking time to talk to God and just listen. Country is as country does.
Live music, food trucks, on-site bar, kids activities, and activities for everyone with the dynamic Jerry from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. If you can't come this week, the concerts will be broadcast live over the air on ON AM and FM stereo radio and streamed live at woonsocketradio.com or watch in your home on your smart TV via the ON Worldwide channel on YouTube. Our broadcast is sponsored in part by Navigant Credit Union, Thunder Mist Health Center, Casey for Congress campaign, Woonsocket City Councilman John Ward, Rhode Island State Representative Robert Phillips, and Born O Uniforms.
It is Coffee In on ON AM and FM. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for your first message from Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you, Joe. Just a reminder to all you parents out there of young folks between the ages of 13 and 22, if you're looking to get your student into some good financial habits early on, we highly recommend that you come on into the credit union and open up an Embark account with them. The Embark account teaches students the value of money from, again, ages 13 to 22 years old. And what makes the account great for young folks is it comes with a debit card. It's fully electronic, so it comes with a debit card. You can order that, and they can personalize it if they so choose. When they get to be 18 years old, they can use bill payment services. But in the meantime, when they're 13, they can go online and look at the balance of their account. They can transfer money between accounts if they have more than one account. They can also use their mobile banking, so you can look at your balances anywhere you want, anytime you want. There's a money management feature to help them learn how to budget and manage their money better. There's a round up to savings feature, so if you have a little extra change that you've accumulated through a debit card transaction, we'll round it up to the nearest dollar and take that difference and put it into your savings account for you. So the money is always growing. You parents can control the debit card access for your students, so you can decide where it gets used and how much it gets used at a time. You can turn it on or turn it off depending on the student and whether or not they can find it. Students can do mobile deposits again when they hit 18 years old. Actually, earlier than that. I think at 13 you can do mobile deposits. You get a check for a birthday or something. The student can actually deposit that account right there at the house.
Right through their phone, right?
Right through their phone. And there's mobile alerts that parents can set up to alert the kids that their balances in certain accounts are at a level that might not be conducive to them transacting business at the iTunes store. So Embark account is a great account for that 13 to 22-year-old young learner who's trying to get established financially. So 233-4700, or visit us online at navigantcu.org. You can go to the checking account page and learn all about that Embark account. You can even open it online.
I saw a good joke that deals with financial institutions, Tim, about a man complaining. He's been to 4 ATMs. He goes, I can't believe they don't stack enough money in these ATM machines. 4 times I've gone. Each time it says insufficient funds. They've got to stack these with more money.
That might be a good opportunity for coaching.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right.
That's what your ATM should do, by the way, is like a little printout of a little
Insufficient
financial
funds.
literature.
Insufficient means you don't have money in the account. We
got
have plenty of money
Instead
here.
of a receipt, you're going to get a little printout with some
That's right.
little education.
Right.
Like a pamphlet.
All right. From the app, why can't anything go right department? There's a marijuana dispensary in Portsmouth. They're suing the state over requirements that they have to adhere to. All right. The Boston Globe says Greenleaf Compassionate Care Center is challenging the requirement that retailers must enter a labor agreement before being given the okay to sell recreational cannabis.
So that's the state saying you have to be part of a union.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they should be doing that with private businesses.
In 2021, before that law, Greenleaf workers had already voted to unionize.
Yeah.
So, and they're also suing the new state cannabis commission as well.
Of course
so
they are.
sue everybody
Because they have unlimited money
that they can't put in your
that they
credit
can't
union.
put in my credit union.
They
Right?
still-
They
they
have
still
cash. No.
Wow.
It's still a federally. It
I know.
is a
on
federally
the bad
banned
list.
program. Right. Right. Which is why you can't have marijuana on a military base, in a federal building, or any of that stuff. Even if it's legal in the state,
Like the White House?
like the White House.
Can't
Well, that was a
stay
little
there.
little stronger than marijuana. But yeah, it's still. I mean, if the federal government would take that off of their
The bad list.
something stage 1 controlled substance list or
Yeah,
whatever it is,
yeah.
which has cocaine and fentanyl and everything
Yep.
else on it.
You
If they
could-
just took that off that list,
You could
it
do
solves
business.
every problem on the planet. Essentially.
Every single problem?
Well, maybe not every problem.
So what are they doing? Are there financial institutions that
Yeah,
are
there
not
are
federally
there are
protected?
there are some financial institutions that are federally protected, but they are waiting. I think in some cases, they're not crossing the line, but they're running up against it to see what they can, what the
Get away with?
government will allow
Wow.
and not allow. Well, it's one of those things that in order to audit for cannabis, it's a whole new sort of department at all the regulators. So the FDIC, NCUA, they would have to come up with new regulations on how to deal with it, and it's a federally banned substance, so there's no urgency to get it done. So they just some institutions, not all of them, our particular institutions decided not to take that risk. But there are institutions that are embracing the risk, and that's what they do. That's what we do as an institution. We manage risk.
Okay.
And so,
Melissa, you can refuse to answer the question if you like to, but what about medical marijuana at the St. Antoine communities? Are there patients that get prescribed this?
I am not privy to those conversations.
Okay.
They've come up in casual conversations amongst our leaders. I don't know if there's anybody that's been allowed to engage in that on the property, even with a script from a physician. We're a non-smoking campus to begin with, so it would have to be in the form of.
gummy
There's other
bears and,
forms, right?
yeah,
There's drops,
lollipops,
there's everything.
yeah.
But the one area I would say, and I'll have to dive into this before we get together next week. Maybe I'll have an answer for you next week. I know that the drop form is used often for hospice patients, comfort measures, an alternative comfort measure. So I'm not sure exactly if we have anybody that legally has been
You're not-
allowed to use it
You're not
while
in the same
under our
boat
care.
as Tim because you're not federally regulated. So I just want to know.
but you take
Yeah,
federal funds,
We
correct?
do.
Oh,
So-
That's
well,
why I'm
okay,
wondering.
maybe you are.
Anything
in the
that
same
has to
boat.
do anything that has to do with the federal government
Yeah.
funding or oversight or anything like that, I think there's definitely there's a gray area that
Yeah.
nobody's really wanted to dive into, and so it'll be interesting.
Would it take just like one senator or one congressperson to write a bill saying let's get marijuana?
I think
and
that there's
no one
been
wants to be
I
that
think there's
person?
been several House members that have said we want to legalize cannabis.
Okay.
And I just don't think they ever get out of study or whatever those committees
Discussion
are.
or whatever
Right.
without a committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that the leadership has absolutely no desire to do that.
Right. Okay. We don't want to be the ones.
Every,
go down in
every
history that
state,
legalized it.
all the states that have said marijuana is legal, they are, I think, has the Supreme Court had a decision on marijuana yet? I don't
know.
I don't know. I wish John was here. He would know that. But I think that until the Supreme Court decides to rule on that, like the states
Right.
can make these rules like this.
I look at Canada.
Yep.
You know, they just said, okay, the entire country. None of this. Let's go by province. No,
Right.
no. Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
The whole country. Let's make it simple.
Right, right. I guess I get concerned that if you just legalize that, I guess it's like drinking it. It's like alcohol. Once you open that spigot,
You can't put it back.
you can't put it back in the can't put the genie back in the bottle,
Right.
and you're gonna have people driving under the impaired.
But you might already have that.
and you're gonna have to.
now.
Oh, you got it now. I'm sure you do.
Right.
Okay.
But there's no. I don't
There's
think
no
there's
way
a
to
test.
measure. No, we talked
No.
about this on the air before.
And I did ask
Yeah.
the police chief,
Yeah.
and it's something that's being worked on.
Right.
And
Well, even
maybe
the
in a
accu-
few months, like a
Yeah.
breathalyzer,
Right.
that will be able to test. He goes,
Right.
something's coming.
Yeah.
Because even to make the accusation that an employee is under the influence, for
Right.
example, because I think we've discussed this on the air before, there's no way to measure, if they are or not. Even for drinking, it's an accusation that's hard. It's an HR, it's an
Yeah.
HR matter for sure.
Yeah.
Because as a manager, as a leader, you have to be careful in how you approach the people that you think might
Right.
be potentially under the influence. But this goes even for, I'm sure in your line of work as well, like customers coming into the bank or folks coming in to visit our residents, like.
Right.
You have a certain level of responsibility for the people that are in your
Yeah.
environment,
And
and,
it-
then questioning anybody who comes in if they're not,
Right.
let's say, 100% all there.
I guess I guess smell is not a good
It's not a good measure.
measure, but
man,
boy,
I
I'll
gotta
tell you, if you could open a window in a car and if you could smell it in the car, it's
Right
like,
away.
boy, is that
I know.
there's signal number one, you
But
know.
in a car, they could have smoked something an hour ago, or
Right.
it could have been 3 days ago.
Right.
And the smell is still in the car.
Car, right? On your clothes, it's
Yeah.
like cigarette smoke.
Yep.
All right, we got to take a final break here on the Coffee and program, so we're going to swing it back over to Tim Draper for a second message from Navigant Credit Union.
Thanks, Joe. For the rest of us who are not in need of an Embark account, Navigant Credit Union does have a full suite of checking accounts, which we'd like you to go look at. From our Journey Rewards checking, which is our flagship checking account, which pays a high interest rate on balances up to $20,000. With the inclusion of a couple of criteria that we ask you to do every month that you probably already do, like use your debit card 12 times and have a direct deposit, and you do make an electronic payment. So those things that you would normally do in the course of the day can earn you up to I want to say 4.5% annual percentage yield. So it's a great account if you're looking for an interest-bearing checking account. But if you just want to check an account that really doesn't have any fees, if you're 55 years and older, and you're looking for that account that just helps you get through the day, gives you the access to checks, by all means, Navigant's suite of checking accounts is there for you. So everything from traditional banking to digital and online banking, we have all of the products and services that you could ever possibly need. And of course, we have all of the loans that you might need as well in terms of mortgages and home equity loans and those types of things. So navigantcu.org is our website. That is going to be updated here shortly. I believe they're getting close to launching the new site. But for now, easy to find, easy to use, navigantcu.org.
Thank you very much, Tim. And the Coffee and program will continue right here on ON, AM, and FM.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. If you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor, or work with an advisor based in Boston, New York, or who knows where. Someone you'll probably never meet. We encourage our clients to come to our office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation to find out how we invest your money, call us, Paul or myself, at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA NSIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
The St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center is celebrating Christmas in July at Cellos in Woonsocket on July 16th. This family-friendly event will feature tropical holiday music, summer Christmas decor, and of course Santa and Mrs. Claus will be on hand for pictures. Participate and be entered to win special prizes. To participate, pick up a sponsor card at these supporting businesses: The Honey Shop, Timeless Antiques, Champ's Diner, Missy's Family Restaurant, Belo's Flowers, Vos True Value Hardware, Little General, or print the card online from the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. So they had a bit of a bust up in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, just kind of up the road. Shrewsbury police say over $11 million worth of counterfeit luxury goods were seized in that town at a storage facility.
Well,
Yep. The fake luxury items included purses, sunglasses, cologne, and clothing. And police got tipped off at the Extra Space Storage Facility after gunshots were reported there last month. And after doing a little observing, they noticed a lot of activity around one unit.
yeah,
A lot of in and out, a lot of in and out, a lot of in and out.
picking up inventory.
An interior wall had been removed to connect multiple units. That sounds like you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And police say the investigation is ongoing. That's a lot of luxury goods.
That's a lot of money.
That's
$11
million
million.
in stuff.
But just walk the streets of New York City once in a while, and you just all the stuff they have on the streets there.
It's all fake.
All that counterfeit stuff, right?
Yeah. Jordan,
Right.
Armani, and
And so I'm not someone who's a
Sunglasses.
label part. Like, it bothers me tremendously that people feel the need to, even if it's counterfeit, even
Yep.
like to have something because it has a brand
yep.
on it.
Well, those are marketing people that create those.
I know,
situations.
but that
Melissa,
that high luxury
you and I
level,
should know that.
It's like
Yeah, no, I know.
drive a beat up Honda Pilot, but I have a bag that, if it were real, cost $10,000. Like,
Wow.
but 200 on the streets of New York, like, it wouldn't make sense, right? If I'm holding a bag like that, people are gonna know it's fake.
Right.
They're not gonna think that I drive my car and have a $10,000 bag.
Well, you had to make
know?
a choice, you know.
But I don't
Bag
understand
or
people that
car.
think that they're getting like.
Yeah, but you're upgrading your car, right? Aren't you getting ready to
I
give that
will
to your
be.
daughter?
Oh my gosh, yes. We're having a hard time figuring out what we want, but I don't know. It humors me that people feel the need to have something visual that looks very expensive, and then they climb into a car like mine, and you're like, the scam is up, like, obviously, So
All right. Wallet Hub has done another survey. That's all they really do anyway, and they have ranked the #1 most stressed city in the United States.
where was that? I missed it.
Wallet Hub did a survey.
Oh,
The most stressed city
oh,
in the United States. They compared 180 cities,
Okay.
and they used 39 key metrics. They include average weekly work hours, median credit scores, food insecurity, and divorce rates.
it's a very miserable place.
What do you think?
Can't be somewhere in Rhode Island.
It is not in Rhode Island. And actually, 4 cities are in the top
I bet it's somewhere down south.
in the top 25. All come out of this one state. It is not down south.
Really?
No, it is Ohio.
Really?
Cleveland comes in at #1.
Wow.
It's the most
The
stressed
Rock and Roll Hall of
city.
Fame.
God,
Yep.
that's. Oh.
Toledo came in at 16th, and there's 2 other Cleveland cities.
Wow.
So
Toledo, Ohio.
So Ohio.
John Denver wrote a song about that Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio.
I feel bad
It's
for
like
Ohio,
being no place
because
at
now
all.
this is gonna,
And didn't the Pretenders do a song about Ohio? Back to Ohio.
That was Neil Young.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's they like doing little surveys like this and
Make
that's
people
what it
feel
came
bad
up
about
with.
themselves. Great.
I know.
So good.
All right, so get ready. Comic-Con out in San Diego is passing out Willy Wonka bars.
There's a new movie coming out, right?
I heard that.
Well, it's like another one of these weird
Yes.
Johnny Depp
Adaptation?
style
Yes.
adaptations of the movie.
He
Like
already
Hugh-
did a Willy Wonka.
Well, he
movie.
did, but this is the new. This
My
some
daughter
new guy
just
that-
told me about this. Like
Yeah.
Hugh Grant
Yeah.
is going to be a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah,
Like
he's
they're
like
gonna
the head Oompa Loompa.
He's too tall.
No,
No, he'll be-
not according to the.
They're gonna shrink him.
Yeah,
Yes.
the shrink ray.
All right. Well, 5,000 chocolate bars and 5,000 bars and 4 flavors will be made and sold during the convention in San Diego at $10 a piece. 2 chefs from the San Diego Convention Center say the chocolates honor the fun and whimsy of Comic-Con. They will make 100 candy bars every 90 minutes inside the on-site kitchen and hand wrap each one. Inside 4 of the candy bars, the convention center will hide golden tickets that can be redeemed for a $100 Starbucks gift card.
Oh, come on. That's lame. I thought it was going to
Really,
be something.
like a Wonka bar or something.
you
A
know.
tour of the Hershey plant.
They're selling them for $10 a piece,
Yeah.
and your odd is to get
$100 gift
like
card from Starbucks.
So I went to a golf tournament.
I don't think
This
you'll
is
see
good
the
for
run
you
on
in your golf
chocolate bars.
tournament. So I went to that they did they wrapped Hershey bars with just another wrapping on the outside,
Yep.
and they did a golden ticket in one of them, and they sold them. I think it was St. Mary's Home, and Home for Children, and they sold them.
Love this
at
idea.
like $10 a piece, and whoever got the golden ticket won the grand prize. And it was the route they sold, like, you could buy 5 candy bars for $20. And it's a Hershey bar, it's a plain old big size Hershey bar, and you created a label that you wrapped the Hershey bar in, put the ticket in it, and then at the end of the night they said, okay, everybody now open your chocolate. And you have to open the chocolate because it's in its Hershey wrapper, but you pulled off the label from it,
Okay.
and then you open. And if your golden ticket was inside that label, you win. You won the grand prize.
Okay, so we're hoping you're going to be our golden ticket sponsor for
Your
our
golden
tournament.
ticket.
And I'm
Just
wondering
waiting
if-
to get that
if
officially
now
approved.
we can tweak that thought bubble a little bit and align it with that. Maybe not the selling of it, but we'll talk off the air. But
It's
I
a
love this idea.
Sweet treat.
I love this
Sweet
idea.
treat.
All right. That is a good idea.
It is a
It
good
was fun.
idea. And now
I bought
I'm
5 chocolate bars,
And
and then
now
I
I
put
want
them on my
chocolate.
desk.
Still didn't win?
Huh? No, I
Still
didn't win.
didn't
I
win.
never.
All right.
I was a winner because I got 5 chocolate bars.
Well, there you go. All right. Other things going on. Someone just called in 766-1240. Is Spags still in Worcester? Spags was in Shrewsbury, I thought, on Route 9. And I thought they closed quite a while ago.
I haven't been on Route 9 now in a couple of years since the kids graduated, so I don't know.
I don't think Spags is still open.
You know what?
I remember that
Research.
there was that older gentleman that owned it, doing their TV commercials.
Right.
You looking
Big
it up?
store. So
I am.
I don't think Spags is still open.
I don't think so either.
So here's a crazy story out of Michigan. A Dearborn man who was allegedly running an illegal dentist practice. I hate hearing about these things. In his home is facing murder charges. What did you find, Tim?
Is Spags in Worcester still open? That's actually a question on the Google.
Oh, okay.
And it says October 3rd, 2004 was the last day of business for Spags.
Spags, okay, so they have closed.
2004.
Yeah, so it's been closed for about 10 years. 20 years.
20 years. So police were called to the home of Zayed Al-Badawer early Saturday morning to discover the body of Ahmed Nesruddin, who had been shot. Investigators say the victim had gone to Al-Badoro for relief from dental pain. So he shot
Well,
him.
that's
There's
one
a
way to get
relief.
rid of the pain.
Family members say they believe the dentist was afraid Nesruddin would tell authorities about his illegal office, so they think he shot him. You won't go to authorities on me.
Oh,
so.
my goodness.
Okay, like nobody will find the guy.
Yep, this guy's due back in court on July 18th.
Did you say that was in California?
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
Here's a better story, though, Melissa, for you. Oregon City, Oregon. Not much going on out there. They decided they have a new street sweeper, those machines that drive down the road.
Yep.
They asked the kids that are younger than 17, we want you to name the street sweeper.
Okay.
Send in your names that you want them to be to the Oregon City Library. And they put up the 5, I guess they chose 5,
Yep.
and now vote on these, and which one that you'll get. And 7-year-old Kennedy Gibbs' suggestion, excuse me, was the favorite. And now that street sweeper will be named C-Sweepio.
C-Sweepio.
After
That
the
is
Star
great.
Wars character C-3PO. So there's a kid really thinking. Right
There's a
there.
smart kid right there. That kid's going
Cool.
places. It's going to be a marketing guy.
I wish they told
Or
us
girl.
if they won something. Like
Oh,
a $100
yeah.
gift card to Starbucks.
Or maybe get to drive the street
I'm
sweeper.
sure they
Oh,
did.
that's what I thought. Not drive it, but get a ride in it.
We're going to ride in this
That would
in
be pretty cool.
C-Sweepio.
But
I
he
think
should
that's
get like a
awesome. I
$50
love
gift
those
card,
little
like an Amazon gift
competitions.
card or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what they C-Sweepio.
I love it. I
Those
love
are
it
fun
when they do
stories.
things like they've done it for Zambonis
Yes,
and they've done it for
they've
and
done
these
it
are-
for plows
yes,
in certain areas.
kind
so
of
that's-
exciting. New piece of equipment in town. What are we gonna call it?
We have to name it. So there we go.
I hope
Yeah.
they had some eyes or like. Oh no, he doesn't have eyes. A single eye.
No,
Isn't that-
No,
Yeah,
he's got,
see,
oh,
Mike
this is the
Wazowski.
gold guy. Who
Mike
am I thinking
Wazowski.
He's the
of?
gold one. Yeah.
He's the gold one.
The short one is R2D2.
R2D2
He's
is what I was
got,
thinking
he's
of.
got no eyes.
He's got no
R2D2.
eyes, but he does have that little like.
The
not
little light.
magnifying glass,
Oh,
but his
yeah.
little like zoom thing.
Right.
What do we call that?
A
Zoom
zoomy
thing.
thing.
That's right.
I'm
We
glad
are
no
so
one was
so-
smarter than me on that
There's
one.
going to be somebody in Star
lens,
Wars
a
world that's
lens,
going
I was
to
thinking,
call in
a
and say
lens.
it's a.
All right. On that note, we're going to end the program. So
Oh,
we thank you.
say it ain't so,
We
Joe.
thank you for listening in. As always, Melissa Smith, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. See you next week.
All right, and Tim Draper, have a great week off.
Thank you, guys. I will. Yeah, take the week off. Amanda will be here next week, and I'm sure that if she forgets, Melissa, you have to say enjoy the God-given day. Somebody has to
Okay.
do it in Jackie's
She's
memory.
good about remembering that.
Right.
I think.
All right, you're gonna leave me with the two women, huh?
Oh,
boy.
Joe, you're going to a concert with a bunch of little girls.
We
so
might invite
good luck with
Paulette as
that.
well. Paulette, if you're listening,
Oh, God.
there's an open seat for you.
That's a good idea. All right, stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew coming up at 9:30 with Do You Remember here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
UPS drivers in Warwick are practicing picketing ahead of a strike. Officials say the group is part of an estimated 340,000 UPS employees who could go on strike when their contract expires on the 31st of this month. The Teamsters Union organized the practice pickup as they continue to fight for both full and part-time workers. The union says they're requesting better pay, resolution to safety and health concerns, and protection against managerial harassment. The last time